Russell Dickerson happened to me on B105. It's your B105 Buzz, brought to you by East Central Energy, member-owned, homegrown, community-focused. So want to mention this because, we're always talking about food. Steak is technically a breakfast food, right? Well, there's always these lists that come out, but I loved this one. It named the best under-the-radar steakhouse in every state. And for Minnesota, sadly, they didn't do any in Duluth, but they chose one in St. Paul, Mancini's Char House. And I've been there a bunch of times. So good. The way they grilled their steak is over like a big charcoal pit. It has an old school retro vibe. Great dessert. So highly recommend. I've been there a ton of times. Now I feel like I need to go again. Always thinking about food. So read about that. B105country.com. And then if you're feeling brave, don't be mad at me. But I asked ChatGPT the average date of a first snowfall, but I'm talking like measurable snow, not like a big snowstorm or anything, just like a light dusting for a bunch of cities across Minnesota, including Duluth, a bunch of other places as well. So if you're feeling brave, I'm not going to ruin your Monday by, saying what those states are, but you can check that out, B105country.com. And there you go. Short and sweet. Your B105 Buzz with Luke Combs coming up. Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, and more. Morgan Wallen whiskey glasses on B105. So we got to start off our Monday with news about Luke Combs. He's been back in the headlines. He just released a new song a few weeks ago, his first from an upcoming album. And I talked about this last week, but he says he's not close to being done with it. He's going back to the studio this month. He has 30 songs recorded. He's going to narrow it down, but he tweeted, he's like, should I crowdsource my next album and ask you guys what you want to hear? Well, he actually did that. I got an email in my inbox because I'm part of his fan club, and he sent the news only to his fan club. He has a secret Instagram and TikTok. The handle's lcombs77. There's no photo or anything, but it has a bunch of different song clips. There's a song called Some Bar, one called I Used to Pray, one called Set the Record Straight, one called Fastback. Love the titles. And he wants to hear from us. So go check that out to weigh in. And you can read more about his latest project and see his latest music video, B105country.com. And then really sad news. So I didn't talk about this last week. Kelly Clarkson is, country adjacent, but she's not a country artist these days. And her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, has passed away. And then I remembered that is Reba's former stepson, but they had a really close relationship. Reba was married to his dad for a very, very long time, and she's opened up about their bond over the years, like how they stayed close and everything like that. And unfortunately, he passed away.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
After a very long battle with cancer. Now, Kelly was absent from her talk show a lot this year, and people were like, what's going on? Apparently, the staff at her talk show knew about this, but decided, obviously, to protect her privacy, which is the right thing to do. And then she abruptly canceled all of her Las Vegas residency shows. She says, I don't talk about my personal life, but my children's father is really sick and they need me. And then just like an hour later, it was announced that he passed away. We don't know what type of cancer or anything like that, but he does have 4 kids, 2 with Kelly. So thinking about the family and just wishing them the best in moving forward and healing. But going to end with some happier news. If you heard me talking about this last week, Caitlin Brown, of course, Kane Brown's wife, she just did a Q&A where she says that they're complete with their 3 kids. They're not going to have a 4th baby. But if you missed that story, you can now read all about it. It's 105. It is 7:13. And I saw this, and you can actually read more about it, b105country.com. But Josh Duhamel, he kind of... he caused some excitement in Duluth. I think it was over 4th of July weekend. He was here with his family. He is married. He has 2 kids, one with his ex Fergie, one with his wife. And it has become national news over the past few months just because it's so unusual. But he actually has it's a cabin in Minnesota. It's about an hour and a half from Fargo. And he just opened up about it in a new interview with People magazine that just came out yesterday. He said that he decided to leave Los Angeles because he wanted a quieter and different way of living in Minnesota. He says, I make movies and TV shows. I love it. But he's like, I had this calling to go and really do things with my hands again. He's from the Midwest. And he says, I just don't want to take the basic things for granted anymore. So that's why this made national headlines, because we don't see celebrities moving to a cabin in the woods. So he used to call it his doomsday cabin. It had no running water, no electricity. He says they fixed it up and now it does. So, he has the basic necessities, but he actually bought the empty half parcel of land more than a decade ago. He built the cabin there himself. And then now, he does, like I said, have electricity, running water, all that. He says, we're at a place where it feels done. It's completely livable. And he says, it's back to basics. We get, accustomed to all these luxuries and amenities. And he's like, I want just a very quiet, simple life that's family, friends, and making memories. So I just think it's cool that he did that. He said, we're so deep in the woods, so it's fun. There's bald eagles, there's otters swimming. And he's like, there are some things that aren't fun about living in the wilderness, fighting mice and things like that. But he said he wouldn't change it. So if you want to know more about his life in Minnesota, obviously we don't know exactly where it is, and that's fine. But I just think it's cool. He just lives in a cabin, could live in a mansion in Minnesota. So read more about that, b105country.com. Your brain teaser question coming up. It is 7:15 on B105. Time now is 7:23 on the Breakfast Club on B105. I have your brain teaser question. The best way to start off a Monday because, you get a Works Wash, Tommy's Express. You get a pair of tickets to Comedy Night at Dublin. You can use them over the weekend. Fun summer activity. So this is a little tricky. This was just rated the #1 road trip snack for the summer. It's not beef jerky. That's a classic, of course, but it's something else. It has a little bit of everything in it. You know what I'm saying? 727-B105. This was just rated the #1 road trip snack for the summer. What do you think it is? 727-B105. 727-B105. Okay, I've cleared my throat. It's 7:27 on the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Too much talking on my own, you know what I mean, without Ken. This was just rated the #1 road trip snack for the summer. I think it's easy. Let's go to the phone. B105, what do you think?
I'm going to go with trail mix.
It is trail mix. You seem very confident about that. Is that just a lucky guess?
Just a lucky guess.
It does hit, because there's a little bit of everything, and then it kind of feels like it's healthy, maybe?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Good way to go. This is Jonathan.
Jonathan, congratulations. You have a Works Watch to Tommy's Express and some tickets to Comedy Night at Dublin.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Other good road trip snacks, Bugles, Lifesaver gummies, Pringles, pretzels, really everything. Okay, talking about food. Now I'm hungry. 7:28 coming up, another check of your weather forecast. And then later this hour, the Long Island medium, Theresa Caputo, she's going to call in. So you don't want to miss it. Keep it here on B105. Joining me on the Breakfast Club this morning, I have the Long Island medium, Theresa Caputo, one of my favorite people. We're so excited to have you in Duluth. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It's a true pleasure.
What can we expect from your live show for people that haven't been to one before?
You can expect an evening of faith, hope, and peace. I say this to people all the time. That people will say it. They'll be like, I had no idea what to expect when I walked into that theater. I personally didn't get read. read, but what I witnessed was absolutely life-changing. And also realizing that the people that did get read truly needed to hear from their loved ones more than they did. And I think that one statement just sums up on how powerful the experience truly is. I never know what's going to happen when I hit that stage. I don't have a playlist or a set list. You know, I come out, I give my little speech. I explain to everyone how I connect with the souls of the departed and what they could expect over those next few moments. Then once I start sensing and feeling things, I allow the souls to guide me around the space. I randomly stop in front of someone and start saying things to them that mean nothing to me, but are life-changing to the person that I'm standing in front of. And the things that Spirit have me say is because, you know, there are so many common things that we might experience through death and losing a loved one, you know, maybe the way that they die or even the way that we feel. So what I have the souls of the departed do is with every healing message, they have to validate it with something completely unique to that person. So Spirit is talking about things that no one would know about. And it's just absolutely amazing to watch someone heal right in front of you.
Yeah, I agree with that. When I went to your show before, I wasn't read or anything, but I still think about it all the time. And I left and I was so deeply moved. So definitely recommend, of course, that everybody comes to the show at Deck Symphony Hall later this month. But now I want to talk about your podcast. I'm somebody that always has a podcast on. So what can you tell us about it? It's called Hey Spirit.
Well, what I love about Hey Spirit was, you know, we started it, during the pandemic because I felt that people needed to experience my gift more than ever during that time. And the thing that I love about the podcast is I'm able to connect with people all over the country, even all over the world. And I think there's something different listening to something. You know, when you listen to the podcast, it's more like you can really place it and imagine your own healing, right? Imagine your own grief, maybe what you've went through. And I just feel it's so powerful, just like the live show.
Yes, absolutely. And now, of course, I want to talk about your latest show. It's called Theresa Caputo, Raising Spirits. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy to me that I am on TV. But this is the great thing about streaming is, you know, you can still catch Long Island Medium on HBO, and Raising Spirits is on Hulu. And, you know, the thing that I loved about Raising Spirits was, you know, we really took you more like out on the road with me, you know, visiting all these places all over the country when I'm on tour. And then we went back and revisited, like 6 months later, the people after. There's actually a couple of episodes just dedicated to that, where we went back 6 months later and checked in with the people to see how the reading changed them, how it affected their life. And it's just, the premise is always the same. They feel renewed. They feel some peace. The grief is still there, but it somehow was able to lighten so they can embrace life with happiness and joy and embrace their own signs and symbols.
Time now is 7:50 on the Breakfast Club on B105. So it finally happened. Cole Swindell's wife, Courtney, gave birth. I don't know why I said finally happened, but I feel like I follow her on Instagram. So she's just like, she was even saying, she's like, I have a huge bump. And now she's officially a mom. So Cole Swindell, officially a dad. They welcomed their first child, a baby girl. Such a cute name, Rainey Gale Swindell. They shared the news in a joint social media post late on Thursday, or she was born late on Thursday. They shared the post over the weekend, and they said, our greatest blessing. They showed a bunch of photos of her sleeping peacefully. There was a sign that said, hello world, my name is Rainey, and it actually pays tribute to Cole's mom, who was Betty Carol Rainey. So I thought that was cute. His mother passed away in 2021. Such a cute baby. And yeah, they shared news of their pregnancy in March. That's probably why it feels like she was pregnant for a very long time. First child for Cole, and he's just had a great few years. You know, he got married, now he's a dad, and he's killing it. So you can see Rainey right now, B105country.com. And Bunny XO, she is setting the record straight, apparently, and I didn't see any of this, but fans began questioning her marriage to Jelly Roll. So on a recent episode of her podcast, the Dumb Blonde podcast, she said that there's a lot of speculation about why they haven't been seen that much together in public, because usually she travels with them and they share a bunch of videos and stuff. And she said, somebody said, oh, they always used to be together. They are not anymore. And she's like, well, I'm going through some things. You know, they've been open about their fertility journey. She said the past 6 months I've been trying to have a baby. They've opened up about IVF. That's super hard. on a body and just, your mental health and everything like that. And she said between the IVF treatments and Jelly Roll's career, they had to spend some time apart, She said, my husband has to work. He has to bring home the money. And she says, I have the luxury of working from home. He doesn't. He has to be out there making appearances. She said, I'm going through so much heartbreak. And like I said, IVF is such an intense thing. It affects you, mind, body, soul, all of that. So she said she's just at home. She's working, but she's just kind of relaxing, which is totally understandable. So you can read more about that. Love that she just gets to this, she just gets right to the point on her podcast and doesn't mince words. So read more about that to b105country.com and then save the date, September 19th. Chase Rice has a new album out. It's called Eldora, and he says that it is a creative reset of sorts for him. So excited about that. He did release a song, circa 1943. It's a bittersweet love story against the backdrop of World War II. So it looks like there's 12 songs, and I like the name. Mr. Coors is on there, country and western, good side of getting older. So excited to hear this. Hear this new album, September. We are back with the one and only Long Island medium, Theresa Caputo on The Breakfast Club. So you just mentioned your show where you traveled around and you gave readings. So when you go on tour or you're doing your show, do you get a chance to actually be a tourist, or are you just so tired and then on to the next place?
Only if I have a day off.
Which is probably not that often.
It's not, but when we were doing the show, instead of going home, I would stay out on the road. And that's where we would film, the episodes. So I just love traveling the country. I mean, I never thought I'd be where I am. And to be able to share my gifts all over the country. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. Something I've always wanted to ask you since I've watched your show forever. What's the weirdest place you've read someone? I mean, grocery stores, you've approached people, parks. What is one place that sticks out to you that you've read somebody that you'll never forget?
I don't know. Is it the High Line in Tennessee? Is it
maybe
up at the, in Chicago at that the tilt thing? I mean, I just think if I could be frank with you, anywhere I channel spirit is weird, right? Because it's weird.
That's true. That is a good point.
But what I love is that it just shows, whether if it's in a parking lot or here, or, and it's just crazy. I don't even know how this works. It just happens to me. And it really is insane. And I feel like the one thing, and this is what I just started a jewelry line called Divinely Guided. And I did it because just so people could wear something as a gentle reminder. And because what I've learned and the premise of the jewelry is that losing a loved one, the death of a loved one changes us, but our faith carries us. And the faith reminds us that their love never leaves us.
Amazing. So what is a good website that we can learn more about that?
You know what? If you just go to TheresaCaputo.com, you can find out everything and anything about me. I think the one thing that I am so proud of, besides the work that I do and being a mom, is my fan club. Because there's a lot of scams out there. And I formed the fan club to, protect the fans for pricing. There's so much beautiful things that we do because with all the proceeds from the fan club, after the cost of running the fan club, I donate back to the fans, to foundations, and it changes people's lives. So what I do is so much more than just communicating with people that have died. But I hope you're going to come out and check out the show in Duluth. I'd love to invite you as a guest because every show is different because the souls are different. They channel with their personality, and it's just a beautiful experience. And I'm sure it will be different from when you attended 7 or 8 years ago.
I got my tickets when they went on sale, so I will definitely be there, and you can still get tickets right now, b105country.com. I have all the details there. Wednesday, August 27th at Deck Symphony Hall. And Theresa, I just can't wait for your show. And you know what? Also props to you because you're coming during one of the best times of the year. One of the only times where it's not freezing cold.
Thank you. And also, I'd love to meet you in person. So reach out to whoever set up the interview so we can say hi in person.
Oh my gosh, I will absolutely do that. I cannot wait. Thank you so much. And we'll see you here in just a few weeks.
Oh, thank you so much. God bless.
Jason Aldean, When She Says Baby on B105. So with some jerk, it's either a terrible person doing something terrible or it's a new fear unlocked. And I think that's kind of what this is. So this happened to a Massachusetts resident named Erica. She's now facing nearly $21,000 in medical bills after a bat flew into her mouth. I'm like having trouble saying this because it's like freaking me out so much. So she was on vacation in northern Arizona recently, and she was taking pictures of the night sky near a canyon. She didn't feel a bite or anything, but her dad was like, you should probably go to the doctor, get a rabies vaccine or whatever. She just lost her job as a biomedical engineer, and so she didn't have health insurance. So when she went to go get this rabies vaccine and told the doctor, I think I was bit by a bat, she got stuck with a bill of $20,749. Yeah, so all of her claims were denied, even though her policy had a 30-day waiting period. It came from the Flagstaff Medical Center where she got her treatment. Now, rabies is a fatal disease. She got 4 doses of the rabies vaccine and a few other things. But yeah, like, I don't know if like the insurance company is the jerk here, the bat's the jerk. I just don't know. But yeah, the bat, like, she didn't see it. It flew into her mouth and then flew out. I'd be so freaked out. New for unlocked, like I said. And she thought she was fine, but she still had to, take precautions because it's not every day a bat flies into your mouth. So I don't know. Lots of jerks here. Billy Currington on V105. Today's sunny, some smoke, but still going to be hot in the low 80s. So I guess the weather is our angel today, but also we have to talk about a hero lifeguard who raced toward the cries of help and rescued a mother and son drowning in a rushing river. This is also new Fear Unlocked. So apparently this 18-year-old, he's a lifeguard. His name's Caden. He ran 150 yards to the woods, hopped a fence, and made it to the river. 3 lifeguards had just started their shift. This happened in Ohio. They were at a pool, but there was a river nearby, and this one lifeguard heard these screams, and he's like, I know there's a water hole down there, so I need to go, even though that's not like, what his job was. He was supposed to be monitoring this pool. So he sprinted, like I said, hopped a fence, and when he got there, he saw a woman actively drowning. I guess this water hole went down 15 feet deep. He saved the mother. He brought her to a log, and then she said, my boy's under there. So he goes in the water. Another guy came and got into the water with him, and one of them spotted the little boy. Were able to rescue him as well. So they gave CPR to the little boy. He's going to be okay. And yeah, he's being praised as a hero, and rightfully so, because he honestly saved these 2 people's lives, a mom and a son. So very scary story, but very happy ending there. And our angel, this lifeguard, who saved people from a body of water, not the pool that he was, guarding. So there you go. Thomas Rhett on the B105 Workday Kickoff. I hope you have.
Hey, y'all. Darius Rucker here. A lot of people ask me, what inspires your music? And one of the big things is a strong sense of place. That's why I love my home state of South Carolina and want to share the awesome things it has to offer. From the beautiful mountains down to the sunny coast, it's got it all. Not to mention 2 of my personal favorites, great golf and amazing food. Come see why I love this place. Visit discoversouthcarolina.com.